Amazfit T-Rex versus Huawei GT2, and we have been real life testing these two bike boys to bring you the best in fitness tracking. We've been walking, we've been hiking, we've been jogging, and there's no way I'm running anymore, to bring you the most accurate fitness tracking results we can. It's super incorrect.
You probably wonder why both of these watches are on a stick, and we put the durability above and beyond what we usually do. We put them in the water, we put them in the biggest river in Munich. Both manufacturers claim that they're waterproof up to 50 meters, and we really find out if this is the case, right?
And we also tested the battery life.
We tested the battery life, we discharged them really down to zero, and then we charged them, recorded the charging time, and we also recorded how long these watches really last and how long both of them stay alive.
And we didn't stop there. We also tested call qualities before and after the water. I pressed the green button. Hello?
Hello?
And we checked out the social media capabilities of the two watches.
Daily usage is very important to us. So what is it like when we wear them for weeks, right? What does it feel like, and what is the capabilities of both watches? And more importantly, at the end of this video, we dive into what you get for the money, and sometimes it is more important what you don't get for the money. Before we take both watches out into real life testing, I just want to have a quick look at the specifications, because both watches are really similar, and it starts with the dimension, with the size 48 versus 47. Not really that much of a difference. Both have an AMOLED screen. Resolution is slightly higher with the GT2. Also, it has 1000 nits, which is great in sunlight. Then when it comes to weight, really not that much of a difference. 58 versus 41 gram. You can't really tell that. Both watches are water resistant, apparently, to 50 meter. We will test that later. Then you have the sport modes, 14 versus 15. All of the sport modes are listed on the bottom. Battery life, Amazfit claims 20 days. GT2 Huawei claims up to 14 days in normal usage. And then the price, right? You have the GT2, $260 versus $140, and there is a difference between $120. We will have a look later what it is you actually don't get and what it is you get.
Stranded in the middle of the woods, and Jens is leaving me on my own with all this wildlife, all the bugs. We're testing call quality now, and Jens is going to call me on the Huawei and then on the T-Rex. And we have a call on the Huawei. I press the green button.
Oh, it works. So where are you?
I'm in the middle of the woods, and I'm not very happy because I've heard there's wild pigs here. I'm a little bit worried that the kids told me that Jeff the Killer lives in the woods too.
Don't worry, I come and save you. I'll be back.
And 3 days later, we get a call on the Amazfit T-Rex, and I have two options. I can either hang up or I can ignore. Hello, it didn't work. It only works on the phone. You do have the option to have headphones, obviously, with the T-Rex, but the same thing happens. You have to go to the phone in order to use it or answer or speak to anybody. So even with headphones in, you need your phone.
We all have a social life, especially when it comes to messages and notifications. And the GT2 here is really a step ahead of the Amazfit T-Rex. It will display on the watch messages like text messages, SMS, WhatsApp, Facebook, Twitter, Messenger, Gmail, Netflix, Instagram, and many more. However, you can only scroll through the notifications. You cannot reply. In order to reply, you will need to get your phone out. One thing I also noticed is that you can only see your notification like automatically popping up on your watch when you have your watch on your wrist. Otherwise, it's not viewable. Like for example, your watch is on the table next to you and a message comes in, you will hear the noise and the vibration, but that's about it. The screen will stay dark. The Amazfit T-Rex, however, has a very simple approach. You can only receive text messages, SMS messages, and an incoming call, and the same applies here. Also, you cannot reply by touching on the screen. You can only view it and scroll through the messages, but that's about it. You also will need your phone in order to reply or take the call, as you've just seen.
It's jogging test time on the Huawei GT2 and the Amazfit T-Rex, and we are putting them head to head against the Polar Beat to check accuracy on heart rate, distance, and of course calories. I'm going first. Jens is hiding behind the camera and he actually thinks he's going to get away with it, but he will go after me.
Okay, I tried to get out, but it didn't work because of this woman over there.
I'm here representing you ladies out there, and I am doing the 500 meters with the watches on my right arm one at a time, and then Jens will run after me with both watches one at a time on his left arm. Amazfit T-Rex first 500 meters course, and off we go. Polar Beat is on. I am going to be so wafer thin after this.
So how was it?
I'm way too unfit. The Amazfit T-Rex has me at 160 beats per minute and the Polar Beat has me at 159, so they're super close together. I'm interested to see what the rest of the figures are. I'm getting my own back now. You alright, love? How was it? Huawei GT2 time, and I'm doing the 500 meters again, and I'm already more motivated with the GT2 because he told me to go. I'm going. There's a difference while running already. Whew, I just don't want to say it. The Polar Beat has 168 and the GT2 only has 155. That's Jens trying to get out of doing his run.
We understand that half of the world is on lockdown, and it's no different here in Bavaria, and that's why we go to the woods. We are allowed to go jogging, doing some fitness activities, take our dog, go to the drugstore, help our neighbors, just like you guys probably, hopefully. But we want to continue to bring you value. Tony is coming. There you go. Let's see what she's doing, right? How was round number 2, honey?
I can't breathe. Oh, it's super incorrect. I actually feel what it says on the Polar Beat. The Polar Beat says 171, but the GT2, it now says 160, but while I was jogging it said 148.
Your first impression is that it's not.
Way out.
Way out.
Way out. Not even just a bit out, it's way out.
Okay.
And there's no way I'm running anymore.
Start the workout.
I'll do that, GT2. So, the GT2 just told me the current heart rate is 106 and now 143. Polar Beat 162.
Before we move on, if you find this valuable, make sure you like and subscribe.
A brief look of the overall results for the fitness tracking left hand side: distance, calories, heart rate. On top you will see Tony, myself. Below you will see the Amazfit Polar Beat, GT2 Polar Beat. Then you have all the numbers. And none of these watches are really that accurate, I have to say. However, and the Amazfit, the T-Rex, sets itself apart from the GT2 solely for heart rate measuring. If you look at my results, 141, 142 for the Polar Beat, and 141 for the Amazfit, that is really close. Tony has 150 and 147. That is also really close results. And really, I mean, in terms of calories, I don't know. That is kind of, who knows what we really burn, right? In distance, well, none of them are really that accurate. But the heart rate is one of the most important things to me. And so I believe that T-Rex really takes the win here. What is it like using both watches on a daily basis? Well, look, I didn't really use any of their pre-installed applications you have on there. You have weather, music, alarm, event reminder, timer, countdown, call log, contacts, music, compass, and many, many more. For me, it really came down for the fitness tracking capabilities and fitness tracking features it has to offer. And that's where both watches really shine. Both watches have no third-party support for applications, no NFC support for both, apart from the T-Rex that has NFC support in China only.
It's water test time and we are taking it one step further. We have gone from lake to the biggest river in Munich. Both watches are strapped to a stick. They are both supposed to be up to 50 meters water resistant, and we're going to put them to the test now. Test phone, hello.
Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
I can't hear you. Do it again.
Hello.
Oh, now I can hear you a bit.
Hello.
It's a bit similar. It's not as bad as last time, but the Huawei has a funny sound to it once you've had it in the water. It's ringing, but again, as usual, I only get hang up or ignore. So both watches withstood the water test. Yay! They came out in one piece. The Huawei sounded a little bit funny when I answered, but it still worked. We drained both batteries to 0%, and within 2 hours we got them both charged up to 100%. We went jogging, we went hiking, we went running. We had them on a daily basis. The Amazfit T-Rex lasted 4 days, no problem. But the Huawei GT2 lasted 4.5, so it pipped it to the post a little bit.
What is it you get and what is it you don't get for $120 difference? And I'm not looking at smaller pieces here. GT2, for example, has 2 GB of RAM versus 0.5 GB on the Amazfit. I'm looking at the bigger picture. Design obviously is subjective. You guys have to decide. 2 things stood out to me. Number 1 is having a speaker on the GT2, and if you are into making phone calls via your watch, then this is the one to go for. But also, you have to bear in mind, having a speaker means you can have an alarm with a chime. You have fitness instructions, feedback, and you can listen to music if you really want to. Also, number 2 is having more in-depth fitness capabilities in terms of displaying them. You have a barometer, you have an altitude, both on the watch and the GT2. And you only have the altitude available in the Amazfit app. So if that is something you are into or you want, then the GT2 is for you. However, here's the however, I felt that the Amazfit is more accurate. So for me, it's a clear winner that the Amazfit is more accurate. Thank you for watching. Let me know in the comments below which one is for you. See you next time. Jens here. Peace out.